All right, Bella and Juliette, thank you guys for being so accommodating. You guys have been awesome all night talking to everybody, but thank you so much for talking to me. All right, so Bella, you're in the pool for the 4x4. When do you find out if you actually get to run and make the team?
So I actually don't know until I'm there. So it's really up in the air. I kind of have to go do some practices, kind of a relay camp of sorts, and then I'll find out if I'm in the mixed or the open. So yeah, so we'll hopefully hear soon.
Okay, yeah, and so you actually both made 21 and 24 trials, but Bella, big improvement from 21 and 24. You ran like 52 high, I think, in 21. Now you were like top 5, I think, at trials. This time, what was the big catalyst for your improvement the past couple of years?
I would say, like, I don't know. I think I've just seen a lot of growth. Like, I think, like, I learned how to be holistically an athlete. I learned, like, kind of, like, my confidence really, like, it grew over time. So I really just accredit a lot to that. Like, I took a lot of, like, time, working on my mental health and how to, like, really, like, not even physically be the best athlete I can, but also emotionally, like, mentally, like, everything that's just as important as physical. I really worked on that. So I would say it was that, but yeah, my coach was great. Like, we really worked at it together. We had high goals, and then we achieved them, which is great. So.
Okay. Yeah, and obviously Olympics is huge news, but also you're going to Arkansas next year, from what I hear. How did that come about? How did you decide? Obviously, they went like 1, 2, 3, 4 at NCAA, so a big training group, but how did you end up with Arkansas?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was talking to a good amount of schools, but for me, it was pretty obvious, kind of, because they had the training group that they had. They were just so deep in the 400, and I haven't yet had an experience where I've been able to be in a training group like that. So I've usually, done a lot of workouts by myself, or like it's only been a couple of us. So like I'm excited to have like that talented of a group. I think like I see them and I see how it pushes them each. They wouldn't be as good as they are without each other. So I'm excited to be a part of that.
Okay. All right, cool. And Juliette, you also ran the trials in 21. You make the Olympic team this time. I guess the finals was pretty crazy. Did you know that Athing Mu had fallen down at the 200-meter mark?
Yeah, we were like right next to each other at like the 200 mark, so I kind of like knew it had happened, and I kind of had to like jump over her. But other than that, I feel like I was kind of like in a blur. Like I didn't really know like if it had taken out other people or like how fast she got up. Like for all I knew, like she was right behind me still. So I kind of was just like, I knew it was kind of chaotic, but I was just like, okay, focus on the race. Like, let's see what we can do.
Okay, what was your plan coming in? I mean, top 3, obviously, I'm sure. But, like, what was the actual strategy of the race?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just, like, wanted to put myself in it as soon as I could. I feel like for the semifinal, I was, like, very, like, kind of just, like, being in the heat with a lot of, like, big names. Like, Athing was in that heat, Raven was in that heat, and I kind of, like, feel like sometimes I give them a little too much, like, space. Like, I feel like during the race, I'd be, like, running past them, and I'd be like, oh, like, I should give them some space. But, like, I kind of wanted to go into the final and be like, okay, like, take up my own space, like kind of, know that I belong there just as much as everyone else in the heat, and just kind of like run with confidence. So yeah, I feel like that was kind of the main goal of the final. And just to run fast, I knew like a fast time would come out of it, and I was hoping to PR. So yeah, I just wanted to put myself in the best position for a good race.
Okay. And then looking at Paris, women's 800 has really come up like the past 10 years. Sub 2 is no longer like, it's still great. It's awesome. Like that's fantastic, 158. But like you got to run fast. So like what's the expectation? What's the strategy going into Paris, because you got a bunch of 155s?
Yeah, I feel like my expectation is just kind of like, I know that each heat is going to be like a final, and like it's going to be insanely fast. Like it's not going to be like, just a tactical little like 202 to make it to the semifinal. Like it's probably going to take a sub 2, by a lot in like all of the heats to make it to the final. So yeah, I think I'm just kind of expecting it to be really fast, and yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations on the Olympic dream, and thank you guys so much for talking.
Yeah, thank you so much.